Hello everyone and welcome back to another deck idea brought to you by Double Sleeved. Today we're going to be covering the Commander Red deck that's coming out in Ultimate Squad. As you can see in front of you, we've got the deck laid out, but if you are looking for a more in-depth analysis on the deck, then stay tuned for the video. If you do enjoy the video, then be sure to leave a like, comment and subscribe. But let's start off with the leader. We've got Commander Red, a 10k leader, pretty standard. We've got an auto. Choose one of your Red Ribbon Army cards with an energy cost of 2 or less and place it in the owner's drop area. When this card attacks, draw one card and then switch up to one of your mono blue energy to active mode. And then an auto. When one of your Commander Red cards is placed in the drop area by one of your skills, add cards from your life to your hand until you have 6 and then flip this card over. So we don't have an awaken on this leader, we don't have a draw or any untap of energy, we're just going to be taking life down to 6, but we can use a Commander Red to resolve the first auto, placing that in the drop area, draw a card, untap a mono blue energy, and then trigger this auto, allowing us to flip over to the other side. On our backside, we're a 15k auto. When this card attacks, draw one card, and then another auto once per turn. At the end of a battle in which one of your Red Ribbon Army cards with an energy cost of 2 or less attacked, you may place that card in the owner's drop area. If you do, draw one and then switch one of your mono blue energy to active mode. So pretty cool effect there to kind of, not reminiscent of Soul Striker, but being able to untap the energy in blue is always really good, and having the draw one is really good too, rather than being locked to choosing one or anything like that. Activate main once per turn for 1 blue energy. Choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards with an energy cost of 4 or less and place it at the bottom of the owner's deck. So nice having a bit of spot removal on the leader as well. At this point of the game we have a lot of big boss monsters that do have energy costs higher than 4, but it's nice knowing that we can remove blockers and things like that, which generally are lower energy cost. Moving into the deck, we've got Commander Red Hidden Ambitions. It's a 2 cost 15k, 2 specified blue. Auto limit 1. When this card attacks, look at up to 3 cards from the top of your deck, play up to 1 blue Red Ribbon Army card with an energy cost of 2 or less, other than copies of this card among them, and then place the remaining cards at the bottom of your deck. And then activate main once per turn. Choose one of your other Red Ribbon Army cards and place it in the owner's drop area, and then we can choose one of our opponent's battle cards with an energy cost of 4 or less and place it in the owner's drop area. So bottom of the owner's deck. So we're not going to be sending that card to the drop area and giving our opponent fuel for overwhelm and things like that. It's going to go to the bottom of the deck and they're most likely not going to see it again. But it's cool that we're able to play a Red Ribbon Army from the top of the deck, which can then trigger our activate main and remove that card that we played. General Blue Red Ribbon Officer. It's a 2 cost 10k. We've got an auto for 1 blue energy. When one of your battle cards is removed from your battle area by a skill, play this card from your hand. And then an auto limit 1. If your leader card is a blue Red Ribbon Army card, when this card is played, draw one card, choose one of your opponent's battle cards with an energy cost of 4 or less, return it to the owner's hand, and this card gets plus 10,000 power until the start of your next turn. So making it a 20k, we're going to be able to play this quite easily. We're going to be removing a lot of different cards with a lot of different skills, so quite easy to get this one out. General White Red Ribbon Officer. This is a 4 cost, 1 specified blue 20k. We've got to activate main limit 1 for 2 blue energy. If your leader is a blue Red Ribbon Army card and you choose one of your Red Ribbon Army cards and place it in the owner's drop area, play this card from your hand. And then an auto once per turn. Choose one of your Android cards and place it in its owner's drop area. When this card attacks, switch it to active mode and it gains critical for the turn, essentially becoming a 20k dual attack critical, which is quite good, as long as we've got that Android card, which we have Android 8 for his friends, and it's a 1 cost 4k. When this card is played, we get to look at the top 3 cards of the deck, add up to 1 blue Red Ribbon Army card among them to your hand, then place the remaining cards at the bottom of your deck in any order. An auto limit 1. If you have 3 or more energy, when this card attacks, it gets plus 11,000 power for the battle. And at the end of the battle, when this card attacked, we can place this card in the owner's drop area. So you can get some cool synergy with our backside leader as well when this card attacks if we have 3 or more energy. So we can attack with the 15k, getting the boost for having more than 3 energy. And then we decide which auto we want to resolve first. So we can resolve our leader's auto, send this card to the drop area, get our draw one, untap one before the third auto on this card triggers. Moving back to the boss monster for the deck, we've got Red Ribbon Robot, Colossal Power. It's a 6 cost 25k with 2 specified blue. It's also a dual attack blocker that we can play with the auto for 2 blue energy and 1 generic. When one of your Red Ribbon Army cards is removed from your battle area by a skill, play this card from your hand. And then we've got auto. When one of your Red Ribbon Army cards is removed from your battle area by a skill, this card gets plus 5,000 power for the turn. And an activate main once per turn. Choose one of your Red Ribbon Army cards and place it in the owner's drop area. This card gains critical and double strike for the turn. So it's quite easy to get this card out. We are spending the 3 energy, but we do have ways to untap with our leader. And it's really good that this card has a built-in way to trigger its own effects. So we can do the activate main, choose the Red Ribbon Army card, put it in the drop area, gain critical and double strike, which will then trigger the auto, giving it the extra 5k. Making it a 30k dual attack critical double strike, which can put immense pressure on our opponent there if they're not able to floodgate. Unison for the deck, and one that I think we'll start seeing a bit more play between this and the Gamma deck is Hit Battlefield Manipulator. It's a 2 cost, 2 specified blue, 15k Unison. We're not going to worry too much about the auto since that does rely on arrival. We're not going to be running any arrival in this deck, but we've got the +1 activate main to draw a card, and then a -1 activate main for 2 blue energy. If your leader is blue or Universe 6 and your opponent has 3 or more energy, flip your opponent's leader card to the front, and if you do, they can't activate Awaken or Wish skills until the end of their next turn. But good to be able to draw cards and keep our hand size quite high while we're spamming the battlefield with a lot of Red Ribbon cards. General Blue Ever Loyal. It's a 1 cost 4k. When this card is played, we get to draw a card, or we can play up to 1 skillless Red Ribbon Army card with the energy cost of 1 from deck or drop area, and then shuffle if we look through it. We do have a couple copies of the skillless Colonel Violet. We've got Sacrificial Strike. It's a 1 cost extra card. Counterattack, negate the attack. And we've also got an activate battle. Choose one of your blue Red Ribbon Army cards and it gets plus 10,000 power for the battle. Additionally, you may choose 1 Red Ribbon Army card in your battle area and place it in the owner's drop area. If you do, your card that's in battle gains critical for the battle as well. So pretty good to be able to play on our leader and things like that. A lot of the 20Ks that we have to just be able to give them critical for the turn too. Mercenary Tower Expert Assassin. This is a 2 cost 10,000 power battle card. Activate main limit 1. Choose one of your Red Ribbon Army cards with an energy cost of 2 or less and place it in the owner's drop area. Play this card from your hand. Additionally, if you use this skill to place a general blue card in the drop area, it gets plus 5,000 power for the turn. We generally want to be using this for the 1 cost general blue as opposed to the Red Ribbon Officer, since you're getting a bit more value out of this card, but it's nice to get the free 15k or free 10k if we're not using the general blue. Dimension Magic, pretty standard. Pay 1, negate the attack, and then untap 2 blue energy. With the Sparking 5, if we have 5 cards in the drop area, we can take a life to our hand instead of paying its energy cost to activate the counter. Sensu Bean, pay 1, untap 2 blue, untap 2 energy, and choose one of our cards, and it gets plus 5,000 power for the turn. Extremely good blue card. God Sealing Technique, counterplay. You can't activate counterplay skills on other cards for the turn. You may discard this card from your hand. If you do, the battle card being played is returned to the owner's hand instead if you don't play the card. With the permanent, if we have a blue unison, 2 or more markers, we can activate the card's counter skill from our hand without paying its energy cost. Vegeta Disciplined Warrior, we've got the super combo. It's pretty standard as well. 4 life or less and all of our energy is blue. This card gets plus 10,000 combo. Bottom deck 1, draw 2 cards. Child's Army Reinforcement, a 2 cost extra card, so we negate the attack, play a Child's Army token with 10,000 power and it gains blocker for the turn. With the permanent, if your life is 5 or less, you can activate this card's counter skill from your hand by adding 1 card from your life instead of paying its energy cost. And then the secret rare, we've got Baby Hatchiyak. It's a 40k ultimate counterattack. If you have 3 or more energy, negate the attack and play this card, and your opponent can't attack for the turn. If this card gets removed from the battle area, it's removed from the game instead. And the permanent, if your leader card is mono blue, you can choose 1 other card in your hand and discard it instead of paying this card's energy cost when activating its counter skill from hand. So a kind of interesting locals deck, I think. I don't think this deck will survive through the meta with some of the other decks that are running around, but it does seem cool to be able to play out a bunch of different Red Ribbon Army cards, especially with the Gamma deck coming out as well. It's nice to see Red Ribbon within this set, building a little bit of hype for the upcoming movie. But if you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It really shows that you are enjoying this type of content and helps us to continue to make it as well. But other than that, hopefully we'll see you at the next deck idea.